So, we have already heard that Kashmir has always been a spotlight of our country, and there have been disputes and issues that have been continuously going on. So, out of the photojournalists that we had to choose, I had chosen a female photojournalist named as Mazrat Zahra, who is Kashmir based and clicks pictures from there. And I think I chose her because personally, when I looked into her projects and when I saw her pictures, I could really connect to that because those pictures were so strong and they were sending such a strong message to people that you can clearly see and relate to them. So, the first picture that we are talking about is this, where we can see a girl is riding a bike and there are spikes in front of her, which shows the division or the other part of the division, where we can see that she is afraid to come to the other side. We can clearly see that this is the barricading where she can't cross or come across it. So she has taken the perfect picture, perfect click at perfect time, because this does have a message behind it that it is a restriction and a prohibited area where they aren't allowed, and that is the only pass that they where they can travel. So, talking about the second picture, we can clearly see in this picture there is written Azadi, which means freedom in English. And the female lady in brown wearing a dupatta is watching at that. And all the ladies are standing there because there has been a problem of freedom of everything and rights which are not equally given to women out there. So this is a very intellectual picture and we can really relate to that because azadi means freedom, and if women are looking at that, that delivers a very strong message that women in Kashmir are not getting rights and they are still fighting for that, and they're still hoping for the day where when they can get those rights. So this is also the second picture that I liked. Then, talking about the third picture, these are the protest pictures that happened in Kashmir, and a boy with a mask on his face, he's standing with all wide hands open, and we can see that he's taken the picture from the police point of view, and he's standing without any fear, without anyone beside him, all alone, but he's so determined to get his freedom, his rights, and he won't move out from there no matter what until and unless he gets what he wants. And this picture is sending the message, but not to that extent. But this is a very meaningful picture according to me. This was the encounter that took place in Kashmir in 2018. So, in this picture, we can clearly see that the walls have holes in them, which were just because of the bullets that went inside. And there were three people who were killed also in this encounter. So we can see that these holes are because of the bullets that got inside, and the picture totally depicts that the encounter took at the right place and there was a lot of damage, violence that took place. And this is nothing new that has happened in Kashmir. It happens every other day, every other time new issues just pop up, and that is a very challenging land of our country. So this picture also creates a backstory of what happened earlier, what took place, and so we can clearly make out what this scenario is all about. So I really like the picture where a woman is standing and trying to depict the whole story, what all happened there. So the picture is really clicked nicely. Then in this picture we can see that a mother, that his child just passed away, and his mother is looking at him with very sorrow eyes. We can see in her eyes the sadness, the anger which has been hidden inside her, the sorrow and the disappointment that now there is no one to look after her. Her only child passed away in all the disputes and all the protests that happened in Kashmir. So losing life in Kashmir is a very common thing for people out there because Kashmir is known for such things. and this is nothing new, but you can see what people are going through, that you can see in those eyes. And the photographer really captured the feelings, the anger, the disappointment, the sadness that her mother is going through. So I really like this picture also. Then in this picture there was a curfew that was put in 2018 in Srinagar, and a woman is walking and the police officers are seen guarding the road. So this picture is average for me, because by looking at this picture we can't make out that it is a curfew or something. We can't relate to what is happening, but the picture with the angle and the shot that has been taken from the right and from the police side is really nice. But the shot otherwise I would say is good, but the story behind I can't make out. So then in this picture, actually this is the perfect picture which I can relate to. This picture has that essence that this child is so curious, and so curious about knowing that why is he handling a pellet gun in his hand, and what is going to happen next, and what is the scenario, what is the environment that is around her, where she's been given birth, where she's growing, what all is happening around her, and why is this happening, what is the reason behind this, and why are they handling and holding guns in their hands. So you can clearly look at her expression, that she's looking at a very curiosity in her mind. So I think the photographer Mazrat has clearly captured the expressions and the feelings of that girl, school going girl, because this is something new to her. She's not used to of watching all this on daily basis. So this is the perfect picture that I can relate to, because this is the scenario, this is the young people, young children, school going children that they go through on daily basis. So this is the good picture. Then this was the also the another protest that took place in Kashmir, where ladies are seen protesting there, and we can see police officers standing and they're pleading to the police officers. So this also shows the scenario where women are united and they really want to get their rights back, and they're begging, pleading people, the police officer whom they trust on, to support them. So this picture actually tells me the scenario that is actually happening in Kashmir. So through this picture we can see that what actually happens with the women out there, or even the general public. So the angle, the shot, the contrast, the black and white costumes of the ladies out there, the angle that is taken from the police helmet is really relevant and actually showcasing and outshining the picture. Then this picture is again like a mother and a wife lost his husband and a son. uh, so this is a very sorrow picture, and the black and white contrast is giving a very sadness to this picture, that they are very disappointed, they are very sad to lose a family member. So this black and white also gives a sadness to that picture, as I clearly mentioned earlier. So this also is a very nice composition that has been taken by her. And the last picture that I'll be talking about is this picture, where the women, the ladies, and all the members are looking out of their windows in a similar same house. So this is actually the scenario that takes place in Kashmir. People are not allowed to go out of their houses, they have to look out of the windows, they are not told about what is happening around them, they are truly clueless, they are always waiting, they're waiting for a hope, so that they get a sunshine or a brightness. So this picture also depicts the again the scenario that is going on, that people are not allowed to go out most of the time, there is curfew, there are restrictions that are put on the citizens out there. So this picture is actually showing the exact element, and the element is coming out really well. of the whole surroundings that they have in Kashmir, what problems they are going through. They are truly clueless of what is going on. They are not allowed to go outside of the house. They only have to look out of the windows or the doorway. So, and even the colors of the whole house and the picture that she has taken from the downwards shot is really nice, because we can see all the ladies in only one frame and not a single lady or a single frame, but in whole frame we can see the whole picture. So this makes a composition complete, because we can see many people facing the same issue. So I think Mazrat Zahra is truly a great photojournalist who captures the element of the scenario, and the pictures element outshines and comes out of it. We can clearly relate to that picture, understand the backstory of it, what it tries to tell us, what is happening, what is going on there in their lives, the expression, the feelings that they're going through. So she has really brought them out, and I really loved her work. So this was the only journalist that I chose on the Kashmir whole scenario as a whole, not taking only one scenario but a complete scenario of Kashmir. Thank you.